guys, welcome to step 7 of Mutations for Dummies. We have finally, after about a little while of breeding, again I've been breeding 10 females with 1 male, and switching out the male every mutation. We have finally gone over 20 mutations, okay? So we are at the 20 mark, and I just want to show you what happens and kind of try to explain how this works. Because this is the most confusing portion of this, okay, of the mutation process. Okay, so here we have our first dino with 20. Okay, he's got 9 points or 9 mutations in health and 11 in melee. And I kind of want to show you guys the ancestry. Okay. You will see here that this dino has the 19 generational mutations from the patrilineal side. That basically means that we have had 19 different male breeders. Okay? And this one is the 20th. Okay? So 19 generational mutations, meaning that those mutations came from a prior generation than this one. This generation came from the mom, which is why it says 1 out of 20 on the matrilineal side. Okay? The next dino, this dino right here, is guaranteed to have 20 mutations in patrilineal. Guaranteed. It cannot be higher than that. Because you can no longer get a mutation from the baby, because you know how normally you get a mutation in an egg and you have a 50-50 chance. You have a 50-50 chance of it being from the mom and a 50-50 chance of being from the dad. Well, this dino right here already has 20 out of 20 on the dad's side. So it cannot get another mutation on the dad's side in this generation. It'll always be on the mom's side now. And for that reason, your mutation getting is going to be limited in half. It will be cut in half. Because now you can no longer get new mutations from the patrilineal side. You will only get them from the matrilineal side. And all your patrilineal mutations going forward are going to be generational. That means they came from before this egg. So, again, basically what this means right here now is there have been 20 male breeders before this dino that we're looking at right now. And this dino, the mutation came from the mom, right here. And it's going to look like that in every single dino going forward. So this one here will say 1 out of 20 mom, 21 out of 20 on the dads. It's going to be the same thing all the way down the line now. It'll always be 1 out of 20 over here, and then the generational mutations will be over here. So the next one, again, it'll be 1 out of 20 matrilineal and 22 out of 20 on the patrilineal. It's going to be exactly the same all the way up. All the way up. Okay, this is going to be 1 out of 20, 23 out of 20. Okay, it's not going to change. The only thing that changes after you get to the 20 mark, which is right here, again, this is 21, so this is the first dino that has 20 on the dad's side. The only thing that changes, I will repeat, is you have only one side to get a mutation from, and that's the mom's side. Going forward, beyond 20 out of 20 on patrilineal, you will no longer be able to get a mutation from the dad breeder. All the dad side mutations will be generational, which means they came from before this dino. So again, I could line them up. I'm not going to. But this number means that there were 23 male breeders prior to this dino existing. And then this dino got the mutation from the mom. And it's going to be the same all the way down the line. Okay? So that's the tech Rexes. And that's what happens when it gets over the 20 out of 20 from the dad, all right, from the patrilineal side, the generational mutations that I'm trying to describe to you all. Now, I kind of want to show you guys what happens when you double those mutations as well. I just kind of want to show you and kind of fast forward where I'm at, because I started my Paleo Rexes probably about 3 weeks or a month or 5 weeks, somewhere 3 to 5 weeks before we started the Tech Rexes here. So I've got a lot more mutations on these creatures, and I just want to show you that it's exactly the same no matter how far you go. Okay, so here's those. I'm just going to use 3 here. Okay, we'll use 3, and I will show you again that these dinos will only have mutations on the mom side. It'll be 1 out of 20, and then all the generational will be on the dad's side. Okay, now watch. So this one right here has 29 in melee, 23 in health, which means this has 52 mutations total. Okay, that means you're going to have 1 out of 20 on the mom side, and 51 out of 20 on, or 52 out of 20. Wait a minute. Yeah, 51 out of 20 on the dad's side. Okay. Boom. See? It adds up that way every single time. All right. So this will be 1 out of 20, 52 out of 20. See? Now, as long as you don't fill up the mom's side of the mutations, you can keep adding mutations. 1 out of 20, 53 out of 20. And as long as you are keeping the same 10 females that you have started with at the beginning, which I have over there, and you switch out the male every generation. In other words, you get a new mutation in a male, you switch out the breeder, you breed that male with all of those females, you will never fill up the matrilineal side, which means you can get infinite mutations. However, there is a cap on that. And the cap is 254 levels, all right? So it's not mutations, it's levels. So you see here, let me go to the newest one. This guy right here has 99 points in health and 103 points in melee. The highest number that I can have in both of those numbers is the number 254. Now, the reason for that is because essentially you can have 254 wild points in each stat. Okay, now each mutation gives 2 levels. So that basically means you can have 127 mutations without the base levels, right? So, in other words, you can only add up to 254 points in the stat. If you go over that cap, if you have 255, 260, whatever, then you can't add XP levels into that stat. So that means basically, right, like if you go in here and you have levels or points available to add to your stat, if your melee damage or your health are 260, you have 260 points into that stat, you cannot add your XP levels into that stat. So what you want to do is you do not want to go over 254 points, okay? You don't want to do that, especially if you're on official, because on official, you have a hard level cap of 450 on your servers. So that means if you have a dino that is level 450 or above, they will delete it. So I'm going to teach you next how to get as many points as you want, but still not go over the 450 level. Don't go anywhere, guys. If you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because the next video in this series is going to teach you how to stay under that level cap.